you get an idea of oh, an Earth that is in constant change, but it occurs in geological time. It's constant, but it's slower than a snail. You know, you look at the rabbit and the hare, well, forget it. Geology is slower than that tortoise. And it's hard to comprehend because you just keep adding zeros and, you know, billions, it means nothing. You know, it's beyond me. The idea, though, that's the basis of the island, this sandstone. It can really erode very quickly because it's not like slate, which is hard. It's not like granite or basalt. It's very fragile, and it can break, and it does. And you can go in there, and I have theories on the tickle, but I'm not going to go into in this section. What you're also going to find, though, very close to the sandstone cliffs, but coming more east, in the cliffs, depending on the season, because they get wiped out and then get cleared out again, you see gray stuff in there. And if you touch it, it's clay. And you can see it all around. It's over in Flet's Cove. It's all over the place. Because this is a post-glacial deposit that's marine based. So basically when the glaciers melted, water levels rose again. And this is clay that was deposited at the bottom. And I've done some work out at Point Escumenac in the bogs out there for the Nature Conservancy. And the basis out there is this same clay, and you can see it up in Daly Point, up in Bathurst Harbor as well. It's all over the place. The stuff at Point Escumenac has been dated approximately 4,000 years ago. Now, the glaciers were melting or started 10,000 years ago and retreating north. 4,000 years ago, this was being deposited as the water levels got pretty low then. And then, of course, the peat out there started growing in a bog. The island, it wasn't because of the rivers where they were, we didn't get that same kind of growth and stuff after. What we were looking at then is glacial deposits. Now, if you go to the island, you get off at the dock, forget the beach, but the first thing you do, you see the cliffs and they're all sand. And if you walked around the northwest side at the east end of the island, same thing, a lot of sand. These are glacial deposits. This is stuff the glaciers ground up, and then when they melted, they just dropped it. A great example of it is if you go over to Metapanagia and go on some of the back trails near the water, the rivers. I mean, you're talking, again, cliffs, huge cliffs, all based on this deposit of sand and rock and cobble and stuff from the glaciers. When you keep moving eastward on the island, so this is, we're going from almost to the Tickle and going to come up back to the Chairs on the northwest side. What you're getting at there, as you move, you're going to start picking up some very dark material in the cliffs. There are places on the southwest side, but they're starting to get overgrown and or eroded. But on the northwest side, you see these dark chocolate faces on the cliffs. And at one point, it's amazing because you see two streams. One is down here and it's thick with pebbles and stuff. And then the one right above it, it's got a few pebbles in it, but it's not as bad. Very dark. And if you go up to it and kind of hit it, it's hard. I mean, it looks like it's just dark sand, but it's not. It's not quite sandstone. And these things, when water interacts with the minerals in the soil and compacts them under pressure, the stuff on the southwest side has been termed ferrocrete, a lot of iron, which is why you have this dark chocolate look. On the northwest, it probably would be more like hard pan, which is still, again, as it says, it's hard. And this started 10,000 years ago with the melt, and when you look at it, because we read from right to left. No, sorry, that's Chinese. From left to right. The thing is, our eyes tend to go that way. And that's not how you should see it. You're looking at something that came from the north or even the northeast and pushed this stuff. This was the slop. This was sludge coming down. It was muddy, thick mud with pebbles, rocks, and everything, and just coming like that. But I have LiDAR pictures of the island, and right behind this area is a ridge. You don't really see it on the island, but it's there. And what happened was this stuff pushed up against it, pushed up against it, pushed up against it. It got to the point where it intersected with the Northwest River, and that would start taking sediments away. And as the river got larger, more sediments got away. So what you're left with is this cliff as it erodes. And so as you're walking down, two things. At some point at low tide, go as far as the water. Don't go up near the cliff. Go as far as the water and put your hand under the sand, and you're going to pick up marine clay. And then you have to wash your hand. But there it is. And the indigenous peoples, probably I would put movement into this area from the south of here as the glaciers retreated. I mean, Metapanagi has been dated 3,500 years, but I would say there were people in this area 5,000 to 8,000 years ago, which is, in order to have the burial mounds at 3,500, you had to have people here long before that. Keep that in mind. First Nations. And the thing is, they would be using this for pottery. And making it's good stuff. I mean, it really, you can clean the clay. It's beautiful stuff. And then you go down, and then you see what happens when the marine water goes down, and then you get an outwash coming. And I was watching a video yesterday in Alaska, and there were people out there. I don't know when it took place, but anyway, people were there looking at a glacier's face. They were on a lake, frozen lake, and I would have been scared stiff. All of a sudden, the glacier started to break. And these huge, I mean, hundreds of feet high, just smashing down into the lake water. And the people are on the ice, and all of a sudden the ice is going like this and breaking. But that's exactly what was happening here. The water was coming, and it was everything that was underneath it or in it was just being taken with it and smashing up against that ridge on the island. Excuse me. So the thing is, a walk, which would take you, I don't know, 2 hours at the most to, get off the boat, go down to the Trail of Good Cheer, come back to the chairs and work your way up back to the dock. Maybe a 2-hour walk on a good day. I don't know. If you're really interested, it would take you 3 or 4 because you're going to stop a lot. But the whole idea is, by walking on the northwest side especially, you are taking a geological journey in time back to at least 300 million years. And you're looking at it in the 21st century. And if that's not mind-blowing, I don't know what is. But then I'm a geological freak. So anyway, I hope this is informative. I hope it's inspirational. And I hope when we can get you over there, take a little trip or do it yourself. You got the information. Take care.